This year is Matthias, and I think he trended some time ago during the COVID period over some of the things that he was saying against charlatans in general and so forth. And very recently, he's kind of like just up this entire campaign that he has against the Bible. It's very particular. I wonder what his issues with the Bible is exactly. He just doesn't like it at all. But if you go to his page, you'll see, that's it, Mathias. Very recently, he posted this year. He says, you focus on Jesus to survive, or you both focus on your resources to survive. So please, which one is working? And so it's those economic people and stuff like that. People that are so focused and hinged on the ideas of political ideas and worldly ideas as prosperity and so forth, to determine what the truth is. So that's what he says. But for me, I think the worst part of his campaign is just recent. Okay, so that was it. You can see he says he has some branch in headquarters. We meet here every Sunday. They have his name there and stuff like that. I don't know, Omega something. So just let me see what does it say? Omega Obu headquarters branch. I don't understand. Is it a church? What is it? It's a foundation, charity, or something like something along those lines, basically. Okay, we move on. And you see now some of his campaigns. That's him. And he was given this thing here. I don't know. Maybe as a child he went to he was forced to go to church and he didn't like it, and so now he's vowed his life to declare this thing. Now you might notice that on the picture it says the conqueror of Jesus and Christianity. And what kind of a person even says something like that they are a conqueror of Jesus? Like, does that even make... But anyways, it's not that really that's the focus. If you look at that picture properly, you will notice that at the bottom part of his picture, he has what he says as Jesus or something like that. And he is standing on top of him. And so in his picture, that's the picture that they recently gave him. You can see when it was very recent and stuff. So he went from supposedly just exposing false prophets to becoming one himself, or to pushing this agenda against the Bible. Like, that's all he does. And so this actually shows this idea that there's a lot of people too. Like, if you check his page, he's very much against these false prophets and stuff like that. But remember, while you oppose false prophets, there is the real. Okay, so using these images of charlatans in order to justify something wrong with Jesus, you do yourself a disservice, because you're using falsehood, or you're using people who are fake pastors. Point, like, here you expose the idea of, the worship of idols compared to Africans, and then the Catholics. Yeah, that's not Christians, But because he's so bent on thinking, and there you can see here he's much on that subject 2 days back. The more teachings on prosperity and tithing, the more the naira. And I wonder what exactly he teaches, or what kind of a religion this is, because this looks like this is exactly what he promotes. I wonder, are they giving money, or are they washing their hands, or they're taking something from that bowl, or whatever it is? And so the thing about this, okay, we don't need to play any more of that, is that humans will naturally gravitate towards creating some form of worship. So even here, they've done the same. they've just created another version of it. They've created another version of being able to say that they worship God, just not the God of the of Christians, or the God that is worshipped by Christians. Stuff, because you will see them say things like this here. Baptism is a sanctification for reasoning ability, thus reduces its normal reasoning, like a sheep. Una taru Jesus, something like that. Yeah, their entire religion is just criticize the Bible, criticize Christianity, and then avert people to some type of worship. It's all agendas. There's nothing new here. There's nothing new here. It's exactly what we were talking about when we spoke about Bishop Mapang. It's people that are drawing disciples after themselves. It's destructive. They don't know it. Self is very destructive. Self is very, very destructive. But you can see, whichever way they go, they have to find some form of worship to align themselves to. And that's what they do here. They have some type of worship, even though they might not always talk about it. They clearly do have some type of worship that they align themselves to. They might give themselves credit by because they do more charities and stuff like that, but does not change the fact that there is some type of worship that they are doing. The funny part, or the sad part, is that they have caused many people to follow in their path. As you can see, the particular thing right here, the page that he was promoting here, culture is sweet. Don't mean what church. So basically, it's just this is what they prefer. One way or another, they will divert people towards something. It's not just gonna be like, yeah, we're just sitting doing. It's either it's towards God, it's to self. And in self, it's devilish worship. The Bible is very clear about those type of things, you know. It's either it's unto God or it's unto self. And so Mathias himself has become a false prophet, because he's now peddled people away from the Bible, because he hates Catholicism, without understanding that Catholicism is not biblical. I've seen too much on his page, by the way. I just don't want to have to go through every single one of them, because it's a lot. Him and the people that he works with over there, they are really focused on this particular whole, you know, self-advancement and this whole movement. Be careful following people that tell you to abandon the Bible for whatever ideas they want to peddle. Be very, very careful. It looks like there's a lot of them nowadays in Africa. And some of them even come with their whole site of, hey, exposing false prophets. And then when they start going that route, boom, before you know it, they start sharing with you false gods and talking about false gods, talking about they conquered Jesus. It's sad, really.